Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the War Lodge for tonight's matchup between the Sequoia Chiefs and the Bradwell Institute Tigers. We've got a great one on hand for you as we are in GHSA playoff mode for the Elite Eight. Of course, we will have the boys game coming up later, but right now we're going to focus on the girls in action. Joining me is Hogan Dyke, that's Mr. Will, and also Max Swain. Guys, thank you for being with us. We've got a great one on tap and looking forward to seeing what these Lady Chiefs can do to defend the War Lodge.
That's right, Will. And just to give you an idea of what both teams have come through to get to this point in the playoffs, Sequoia beat East Paulding 56-33 in that first round, and then Houston County 49-39 in the Sweet 16. And then going down to Bradwell Institute, so they beat Westlake 72-64, and then Decula 53-44.
And we know that Decula team's really tough, Max.
Yeah, they are, and what really did it for Bradwell Institute is their smothering defense. So this one is going to be really a show off of their defenses. We know Sequoia all season long, they've had a full court press that has destroyed teams, dismantled opponents. And for Bradwell Institute, they are the same thing. They get steals nonstop, they pressure the ball. It's going to be interesting to see which offense adapts better and scores against the defense better.
All right. Well, we're about ready to get set with action here for you. We want to thank you for making us your entertainment on this Wednesday night. Settle in. We're going to be here for a while. We also want to thank Barbara Lackey Financial Group for allowing us to bring you this game. So thank you to them. They'll be our title sponsor for the evening. We'll also read out some sponsors later in the broadcast as the teams are ready here. And you will hear the crowd in this one. It is a bumping place right now. I've never seen the War Lodge so full here. And it's not surprising for an Elite Eight. Not normal for two teams to get in. And we're ready for tip. And Bradwell wins the jump. And as you were mentioning, the Sequoia defense going to play a little bit of zone, but they have a very good defense, and Bradwell only averaging 51.3 points per game coming into this one.
That's right, Will. Sequoia is projected to win this 58-51. You know, Sequoia's best quarters are that second and third, but Bradwell Institute has a strong fourth quarter.
Very good tip there by Susanna Rogers to poke it out of bounds. Excuse me, that was Ella Blatchford there.
And you're going to see that all game from her. Blatchford is known for reading passes and getting steals on a dime.
Once again, Bradwell keeping it outside of the key here, trying to find a hole in that very good zone defense. We were talking before the game, guys, about the Sequoia defense, watching some film. You guys have been really ready for this game. And you hear the crowd there.
And one thing to notice is that there's no shot clock. We've said it a couple times in these games. There's no shot clock, so they can really work on the Sequoia defense as much as they need to.
Pretty good shot up and off, and the rebound once again, and finally knocked away. Let's see who it goes to. And it will be Sequoia's ball. So very good defense there from Sequoia, staying calm, forcing the action inside and defensible. It was Tanaya Bowman who's averaging 15 points per game with the shot there.
You know, as good as Sequoia's defense is, their offense is that much better.
Wide open three just off the mark there. Amrita Singh on the shot. Another shot, and that one's no good. Trying to put it back up and almost finds the mark, but doesn't. And on the inside, Sequoia will take the rebound. Quick drive here. Inside pass, beautiful inside. Oh, and draws the foul there. Good start here for Sequoia. So to the stripe goes Tafton Barber, averaging 2.6 points per game this year, but really known on the interior as that rebound getter, and obviously can set up a little bit of offense too with that brilliant pass to the inside.
That's exactly right. And Rogers going for the assist on that one. Barber wasn't able to get it, but she will draw the foul. And Rogers is the team leader with 144 assists this season, as well as 5 per game.
The first one is up and in, so we have our first score of the night. See if we can double that number.
And scoring is something you're going to see the Sequoia do a lot of. As a team, they are almost double what the national point average is, so they can really run it up on this team.
Up and in once again. And here we'll see the Bradwell Institute Tigers coming in, shooting 38% from the floor and 21% from three-point land. So they're going to try and get inside the paint a little bit, one would have to think.
And the Sequoia defense is going to be moving across the floor very fast. They're going to have to do quick passes and try to get the ball into Gilmore some.
And as you can see, playing the point here is Tanaya Bowman. She is the leading scorer here for Bradwell. Inside, nice pass and poked away. And Sequoia is going to have an option here. As once again, that's Blatchford. She finds an open lane, up and 3, and it's in. Susanna Rogers hammers it home. She comes in averaging 8 points per game.
Not only can Rogers give assists, but she can also score points. She's the 3rd highest scorer on the team this year.
Another 3. That one's off the mark, but gets her own rebound, puts it back up, and from 2-point land, that one will go. Good job there by Bailey Gilmore getting her own rebound and putting it back up to convert the first points for the Tigers.
And standing at 6'1", that's a little easier to do than some other players on her team.
Yeah, we were watching film before this game, and we were amazed at how tall she looked on the court compared to all the other players.
Fight inside, and we'll see where it goes. It looks like Brad will retain possession. Excuse me, will take possession. Yeah, guys, and you're right. Bradwell Institute's not a particularly tall team, especially if you're looking at the screen right now, guys. You'll see that Sequoia has quite a few taller players, but that 6'1" body inside is going to be something to keep an eye on with Gilmore playing down low. This Sequoia student section fired up, long 3, that's no good. Aaron Jackson on the rebound. So Sequoia doing very well, not letting them get their own offensive rebounds. Once again, this is Blatchford. Going to be running point on this. Aaron Jackson, wide open 3, bang! Fired up. She takes back to the defensive side, and a quick timeout here from Bradwell Institute. And I think that was about as good of a start to the game as you can have, gentlemen.
Yeah, she's one of those players where with a crowd like this and a student section like this, she is going to thrive off that energy. She's a people kind of person, and you love to see it.
Saw the fist pump there coming back to play defense, Will.
That's exactly right. And, you know, the Bradwell Institute defense is something we were talking about. But in the early parts of this game, Sequoia is saying, hey, that's not a problem for us. We'll still get wide open 3s and make them.
There you go. 4:48 left to go in the first. Our score 8-2. Thank you all for being with us here on this Wednesday night. Once again, thank you to the GHSA for allowing us to bring you this action to your home. Of course, thank you to all the staff at Sequoia High School, and especially the AVTF classes for putting this on for you here at Sequoia High School. Truly something special that you find here at Sequoia that not many places you will get. So make sure you drop a like and make sure you subscribe to keep up with Chiefs TV throughout the rest of the other sports, because basketball's not the only one they do. Football, streamed some lacrosse last night, so you're going to see a lot of different sports if you are a Sequoia Chief fan. Bradwell going to try and set up a little bit of offense here coming off the timeout, see if they found a weakness in the Sequoia defense. Good passing there, back and forth inside the zone, tipped away. Bradwell finds it, and a great poke there. That was Susanna Rogers there on the defensive play. And the foul draw there, as that was Kaisha Harrison, the freshman Paris Parham with 9.4 points per game coming into this one. She'll go to the stripe for a free 2.
You know, Will, the player to watch for Bradwell Institute is Tanaya Bauman. I mean, she leads the team in points per game at 15.3, as well as assists and steals. So she is really a multi-threat on that court.
Yeah, and one person we think we have to mention for Bradwell Institute is also the girl at the line, Paris Parham. She's a beast under the goal, kind of assisting Gilmore in some duties under the basket.
And there's 2 free points there, so 100% on the night from the stripe for both teams. And you were talking about Parham there, who just converted those 2 as a freshman.
Yeah, it's amazing to see how much talent this team has. Only one senior starting.
Aaron Jackson goes up top, gets that pass. Nice screen set there. Gonna have to keep it outside, though. The screen was set there on the exterior by Sawyer Davies. Inside, Blatchford, 2 and 1. Up and in, 3-point play time.
And Will and Max, that is the player to watch tonight. She is now 10 points away from 500 points this season. And that's not her only point marker this year. She got 1,000. She joined the 1,000-point club earlier. So if she can get 500 this season, that would be something as well.
As a junior.
Yeah, that's incredible. Most of the time, your seniors get the 1,000-point club as she converts the 3-point play. And that 1,000 points is typically something that comes at the end of your senior season. So very impressive here from the Chiefs to start. 4-11 our score, 3:50 on the clock and winding down. And that one off the foot will go as a kick, so Bradwell will maintain possession. Of course, the best part about playoffs is you kind of introduce the sport that you're playing to a lot of different groups here. So hopefully we can spread some education and learn something ourselves while we're here. Bradwell just looking a little uneasy to start, and that defense for Sequoia continues. Loose ball picked up, and now it's going to be given out to Blatchford. Wide pass here.
And Rogers with 2 steals already early in this one.
Quick drive, no good on the inside. Quick return here from Bradwell, but defense set back up quickly on the opposite side. That was Susanna Rogers with the miss.
Yeah, Rogers hustled down quickly after that to not give Bradwell any holes on the defense.
And that's the key. Effort is everything when you're playing a defense like this. Wide open 3 there, just off the mark, and the rebound picked up by Aaron Jackson and given to Blatchford.
And you know, Will, you talk about effort. For the seniors on Sequoia, notably Blatchford, Jackson, and Darber, they're playing like every game is their last because they don't know it could be.
And a foul. As we've got some substitutions coming in here, I believe the first of the game. And Blatchford's going to take a rest, and Sophia DeMauro is going to come in and take over duties from here. So that was a loose ball foul. Wide out to Aaron. Bradwell playing some good defense now here on the backside. But Sequoia having some really good passes. Wide open 3, just off the front of the rim. Susanna Rogers just a little bit off to begin this game, but good defensive play from the backside. Quick pass and poked away, but Sequoia will retain possession. So Bradwell saves themselves from the quick turnover play, but they are going to have to play defense back on the other end.
And Will and Max, something we talked about pregame was how Bradwell has their smother defense to set up for a lot of fast breaks. But so far, Sequoia's been doing an excellent job of getting back after they lose the ball very quickly to not allow Bradwell to have those holes in the defense and those easy shots.
Some physical play underneath the net there, but no call, as there's going to be a substitution here. So incoming in is Kaisha Harrison, as we were mentioning, the senior, 3.2 points per game for the Tigers. Bradwell comes in 22-5, so a very good season for them. They're 10-4 on the road. Quick up and in there from Bailey Gilmore, as we were talking about early.
And that's a nice little setup play from Parham. Gilmore kept on running and was able to reach over the defender and get that ball and put it in.
Sequoia hasn't taken many shots lately, not being as aggressive as they were earlier.
Yeah, I think you see with Blatchford out, the offense kind of changes a little bit, although Aaron Jackson doing a good job. Davies just off the mark there on that 3. Aaron Jackson gets the rebound, though. So we'll stay with Sequoia. Quick handoff there, looked at the 3, no. And up and just off the mark there, as that will go out of bounds. And Tigers will take over from there. So just as soon as Blatchford got a little rest, she checks back into the game, takes the place of number 32, Rogers there.
As well as Singh and Gaddis will both check into the game for the Chiefs.
Nice point.
And Davies and Jackson headed to the bench.
So keeping the bodies fresh as we got 1:40 left here in the first quarter. Poked away there. Inside the paint. Nice pass again. And that was about as good as you can do it. Nothing you can do with the defense there. 3 really good passes from the Tigers, and they have drawn back within striking distance.
And that was
Gilmore, the only player on the court for Bradwell with points. She's at 6 of the team's 8, so she's having a good night so far.
And that was interesting just then. It was Blatchford on Gilmore. That's an interesting matchup. Blatchford known for her ball handling and guard play, while Gilmore is known for not necessarily her ball handling, but her post skills.
Saw Blatchford there, get pickpocketed a little bit, so the Tigers will take over. Just over a minute left here to go once again, 8-11. The Tigers not a terrific 3-point shooting team. Quick passes, but that one did not find the mark. It was intended for Tanaya Bowman, as you were mentioning, Will, a very big part of this Tiger attack. But nothing doing on that one.
Bowman has not scored at all. And, I mean, it's almost the end of the first quarter, so for Sequoia, that's a big positive, keeping the lead score to 0. But for Bradwell, that's the player you want to see kick-started going into the second quarter.
See Blatchford inside. Oh, just goes in. And that'll send the lead back out to 5 with 30 seconds left here to go in the first.
And that was a beautiful pass by Gaddis. Powerful. She's a forceful player.
Sequoia with a quick turnover. Blatchford on the breakaway. Lays it up. And it ends the one. 3-point play. That's the second 3-point play there. Let's see if she can convert it like she did the last one.
And that's the second time the Chiefs will be sent to the free throw line in this quarter. We saw Barbara get sent to the line early in the first quarter. She made both of her free throws.
Jim filling up here at the War Lodge, and the three-point play converted, the second one of the night. Still 100% shooting from the stripe for both teams, which is a big deal. That's one of the fundamental things you have to get right.
You don't want to miss free points, that's for sure.
20 seconds left here to go. Bradwell's going to try and run down as much of this clock as possible, if I had to guess. Sequoia climb back out to an 8-point lead here. And you hear the gym come to life. Bradwell Institute traveled very well. And a loose ball foul.
That might be on Abdul Salam.
And you've got that right.
That's on Gorley, actually.
So 4.6 seconds left. You got time for a quick inbound and a quick shot. Here's the inbound. And just off the mark. Good attempt there to end the first. So our score here, 8-16. We welcome everybody back into the broadcast booth here. And guys, you got some sponsors you want to give a shout out to here real quick?
Of course, Will. Our Sequoia Chiefs basketball sponsors, our goal level sponsors, Vito's Bar and Grill and Cherokee Focus. Our gray level sponsors, Woodstock Furniture, Barber Homes, Barber Lackey Financial Group, Honey Baked Ham, Insight Partners, Prestige Staffing, Stroud's Barbecue, and our white level sponsors, Peachtree Pest Control, Brad's Barbershop, Edwards Eye Care, Johnny's New York Style Pizza, Riverstone Homes, Studio 5 Salon, and Suntex Marinas at Little River.
He did those first few off the top of his head. I think y'all guys
We've been doing this for a while.
I can tell, I can tell. Of course, notably absent is Chase Schaefer, where our thoughts are with him. Of course, he wasn't able to be here on a Wednesday night, scheduling conflicts and such. So Chase, we miss you, buddy. Hope you're watching, and thank everybody out there for tuning in. None of this is possible without you. And of course, it is a big deal here in Cherokee County as River Ridge, as much as I hate to admit it on a Sequoia broadcast, River Ridge is also in action in girls and boys games as well. Now, if both of those teams win and the Sequoia teams win, they would not face each other in the Final Four. They would face other teams on the bracket. We'll get into that a little bit before halftime, but we're going to send you back down to the floor here as we get ready for the second quarter of action. 8 minutes back up on the clock, 8-16 our score.
And one thing I think we need to know is that Susanna Rogers had 4 steals in that first quarter.
Big part of that defense. Big part of that defense. Quick up shot, just off the mark. Aaron Jackson tries to bring the rebound down, and Sequoia's going to retain possession. Oh, nope, he corrects himself. Fooled everyone in here. Now you hear the Boo Birds come out a little bit. Have to commend the crowd on a Wednesday night coming out, supporting their teams.
It's the first time in Sequoia history both of the boys and girls teams have made the Elite Eight and hosted a game.
Blatchford looking for Jackson on the inside, just missed the mark.
You know, Max, that really is a treat because it's rare that if school even gets both their boys and girls teams in. So the fact that we were able to get to the Elite Eight and host a game, I mean, that's pretty special.
Host both games even.
Yeah.
I mean, that's particularly the thing. Of course, River Ridge also following up with that as well. So you have those years in the county sometimes where the stars align, for lack of a better term. Hoping the stars align for the Chiefs here tonight. Inside, Rogers, and wow, surprised there wasn't a foul called underneath the rim there. But the Tigers will take over, 7:18 left to go in the first half.
And with Bradwell Institute's first possession of this quarter, they're really going to want to see Bowman get kick-started here. She was held quiet in scoring. Only 2 players scored for Bradwell that first half.
Long three from Parham. That one is in, so a good shot from Parham. She's up to 5 points on the night. Another long three from Jackson. That one is hammered in. Beautiful arcing rainbow shot finds the mark, and they keep the lead at 8.
I'm surprised that ball didn't hit the ceiling. That was a very high shot.
Jackson's 2 for 2 from outside of the arc now.
We mentioned Sequoia a whole 10% better from three-point land. So that will play in tonight. Blatchford once again, effort all out. Bradwell having a hard time setting up anything. Working inside, nice moves, finds the mark. Can't do it any better than that is Raymoni Bennett.
Beautiful moves.
Jackson once again finds an open lane, lays it up for the long 2, won't go. Quick turnaround here from the Institute. Aaron passed there, and contact with their own teammates. Friendly fire makes that one go out of bounds, and that's where the Chiefs will take over.
I know I've mentioned this a couple times already, but the Chiefs really are doing a great job of getting back quickly after they lose possession, not letting Bradwell Institute even get a footing before they're blocking them.
Yeah, and we saw on some film that they love to get back really quick and catch the opponent defenses off guard. So it's interesting to see how they haven't broken free that easily.
Once again, Blatchford sprinting back after the missed three from Jackson. My goodness. If you like effort, this is the game for you. Long two, no good. Sequoia going to try and set something up here. I'd like to see him slow it down just a touch. Passing it back outside. Jackson attempted the last two shots, and that's going to be a foul on the inside. They've been letting them play a little bit, guys, which is normally how things play out in the playoffs. And we're going to see some substitutions here. Checking in for Barber is number 21, Abdus Salam. Nice move for the long two, just off the mark on the opposite end. Quick game here, guys. A lot of running back and forth. Quick breaks. Nice on the inside from Salam.
And Bowman is 0 for 3 from the field.
We're talking about Parham, but Salam also a freshman, so a couple of bright stars for both teams here. Of course, that typically happens when you get to these level of playoffs. You don't get here by just having good players. You get here by having great players, and we're seeing a couple of those on display here early.
That's right. Will, you mentioned that it was a very back-and-forth game. It has indeed been a track meet, but both teams with very full and very capable benches, especially as we know on that Sequoia side, with plenty of sophomores and juniors waiting to be checked in.
Sequoia owning the rebound battle here to start. As you saw there, Aaron Jackson coming back in, getting the rebound.
And, you know, Will, that's not something that was predicted to happen in before this game. You know, Bradwell Institute actually does out-average Sequoia in rebounds.
Gaddis checks into the game. Blatchford with the long three gone. And there's a turnover on the opposite end. Blatchford going to try and make a couple things happen here. Had the three, decided to run back up and in where there was defense, and that won't work. And the Tigers with the quick break. No, Blatchford with the steal. Works inside and draws the foul. And man, oh man, you can feel the energy in here right now, gentlemen. So to the line for a free two.
She'll get the steal, the bucket, and get sent to the free throw line.
A whole stat line right there.
4:24 left to go here in the second period of action. Our score 21-13. Once again, Elite Eight action here in the GHSA playoffs. 6A playoffs.
And both teams still 100% from the line.
Bradwell Institute having yet to hold a lead in this game. Sequoia's been keeping them at arm's length the whole time.
Did get within three, but quickly changed that in action. Sequoia going to play some tough defense, and they're going to call a foul. My, oh my. Guilty party will be Susanna Rogers. And that's going to be her first foul of the night. It's been a fairly clean game when you look at the foul totals. It just seems like Sequoia's been to the line a lot more, and they have.
And, you know, Will and Max, you know, we know that Sequoia likes to put on the press a lot, but we haven't seen them do that as much because Bradwell's been getting up so quickly, but they've been playing a more aggressive defense, that's for sure.
Rogers, quick pass to Blatchford, inside, up and in. Can't do it any better than that off the quick break. Lead out to 11, and a full timeout being called by the Tigers as we'll welcome you back inside the broadcast booth.
And that's just the assist leader to the scoring leader. That's simply that.
Hey, what else can you ask for, gentlemen? It's been an absolute honor here to start this one. We're a quarter and a half into this one. The crowd is electric. You can feel the intensity on a Wednesday night. What have you seen from Sequoia that you like? Will, I'll start with you.
Well, I think the defense that I was talking about, it's not necessarily the press because Bradwell's been doing a good job of getting back quickly, but it's very aggressive. And aside from that one foul called on Rogers just a minute ago, I mean, yeah, like you said, it's been a clean game. So that means Sequoia's been playing good aggressive defense, not sloppy aggressive defense.
Max, what about you?
For Sequoia, you said it before, right at that play right there. It was the assist leader and the points leader. They're playing their brand of basketball. They're not trying to adapt to what Bradwell is doing. They're relaxing, which is what I was hoping to see. They're playing their brand of basketball. extremely entertaining to watch because they're having fun while on the floor. Up by 9, it was close, up by 11, pardon me. It was close for a second, but they took a deep breath, calmed down. It's their game to lose right now.
Absolutely.
And Sequoia is setting the pace of this game. They're not letting Bradwell come out and say, hey, we're going to see where you guys are. No, Sequoia's saying, play our basketball or go home.
Yeah. And that's typically what happens in the playoffs, guys, is when a team travels a long way like Bradwell Institute has, about a 2-hour trip, typically you see a team kind of come out and want to set the tone and slow things down. And we're seeing that right now as you take you back to the floor. You see they're trying to set up a little bit of an offense, but Sequoia not even letting them get close to the key. He can't even attempt a 3 from 3 feet beyond the arc. As they're going to work inside here, but once again, tight defense and the steal. Blatchford, just a little bit of a far pass, going to have to set up. Has the wide open 3 there, and just a foot short. Back up and in. Aaron Jackson with a quick rebound and score as this lead is now up to 13. 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go.
And that steal by Rogers is her 7th steal of the game. It is insane how aggressive she is playing right now.
You can tell they're fired up and excited to be here. Bradwell Institute just searching for answers. Been on a very dry streak here.
And we thought Bradwell was going to be the team coming out with smother defense, but Sequoia's been shoving their own game in their face.
There's an open 2, and that's just off the mark. Another offensive rebound and put back up and in. Good job there from the Tigers. Converting there was number 11, Ramon Bennett. We've mentioned her name a couple of times. Ramoni Bennett, I should say, excuse me. Rogers working inside to Jackson. Back out to the top. That's Gaddis. Now back to Blatchford. Blatchford with the 2. Nice floater there. And the lead is extended to 13. 2.5 minutes to go.
And with all the action, we missed it, but Blatchford did get her 500th point. She's now beyond that.
And
she's at 15 already.
15 with 2 minutes and 18 seconds left to go in the first half, gentlemen.
It's going to be Sequoia's ball now.
So as you mentioned, those 15 points, she will take a rest.
And Jackson's nearly into double digits as well. She's got 8 with a couple threes.
Yeah, the 3 ball's been very big here early for the Chiefs. As we've seen, Bradwell, we keep looming on it, but 10% difference from beyond the arc. And I believe that was a moving pick.
And, the 3 ball is something that Sequoia's relied on a lot. We mentioned national averages earlier. Sequoia's shooting more than 3 times the amount of threes as any other team is in the nation, and that's making, not just shooting.
Going to have a little bit of a discussion here at the bench. Not sure what the discussion is about. I don't mind the call of the moving pick. It was okay. Didn't see anything there. Not sure what the discussion was about, but whatever it was, the housekeeping is settled here at the War Lodge, and back underway we go. And Bradwell's going to look for any of those opportunities they can. They want to slow things down as much as possible, try and get used to this gym right now that is very hostile for them.
That's exactly right, because like you said, they haven't really gone. It always takes a long time for them to find a look, and the look is always guarded heavily by 2 people, but that's the best look they're getting right now.
Kick there, so Bradwell will retain possession. I believe down there it was a little hard to see, but I believe that was Salam once again.
The Sequoia student section is doing a great job
Yes.
of getting inside Bradwell's head, making chance for every play that happens, and just keeping it real inside this War Lodge with the noise.
Rebound there from Rogers. Quick pass. That one is out to DeMauro. Long shot just off the mark. That was Jackson. So we see Jackson liking to take the 3-point shots here. Done fairly well to start. And Blatchford had a minute of rest, so that'll be enough for her. And we'll check back in for DeMauro. It's funny how that works with Blatchford. You can tell, really a leader on this team, guys. Is always wanting to get back in there. Doesn't want to be on the bench long, just enough to catch her breath. And she's back in. Long pass to Jackson will be handed off to Blatchford. Wow, wide open look there in the corner, just off the mark with Susanna Rogers. Another quick put up there, just off the mark once again. That was Davies. And going to force the jump ball there. Possession arrow is in favor of the Tigers, but that'll flip it. So a minute 20 left here to go in the first half. Of course, stay tuned. We got the second half of action of this game, but also we have the Sequoia Chiefs, the boys team, as they will match up against the Kell Longhorns A couple of stars on that Kel team that we'll talk about, getting ready for that second game. So get your dinner, get settled. We're going to be here for a while, folks. Excited to have you with us. Of course, I'm Will Cooper, joined alongside Will Hogendijk and Max Swaim. And of course, all of our friends here with the Sequoia ABTF crew. Bradwell Institute keeping the ball a little bit longer this time, and a nice shot there from the 6'1" Bailey Gilmore.
And those are her first points of the second quarter, so it's going to be interesting to see how they try to get her incorporated back into this offense going into halftime.
40 seconds running down on the clock here now, so we're going to try and burn a little bit of this clock. 11-point lead's pretty good to go into halftime. Blatchford, of course, has been the star of this one so far, as she is with most of the games. Although you do have to give Susanna Rogers a lot of credit on the defensive side. Erin Jackson with another three, just off the mark, just a couple of inches off. She's been that way on the last couple of shots. And there's a quick two, no good. So they're going to slow things down, 10 seconds left. And you'll hear the crowd start to count down for everyone at home. Salam with a quick up and in, and that makes the lead 13, and Bradwell's going to be content with that. So 17-30, our score here at halftime, as the Lady Chiefs and the Lady Tigers will head into the locker room and discuss what they need to do to bring this one back. Guys, before we take a quick break, I want to get your reaction to that first half. Will, I'll start with you.
Well, I think it was a great half for the Sequoia Chiefs. You know, we mentioned the defense a lot for both teams, and, you know, Bradwell was the team that we thought was going to come out with that really aggressive, in-your-face type of defense, and Sequoia was a team that started to do that, not relying on the press so much, but, you know, doing a little bit later, but having really aggressive, really strong defense. And Bradwell didn't get sent to the free throw line one time, so, I mean, they're playing clean, aggressive defense.
Absolutely, they are. Max, what about you?
I think you said it perfectly, Will. The 9 steals by Rogers is all you really need to hear. I mean, not 9, pardon me, 6 steals, and that would be absurd. But 6 steals is all you really need to hear. Their defense is playing clean, like you said, but they're still playing like with this ferocious attitude, and it's so entertaining to watch. For Bradwell on the offense side of the ball, I think, like you said, you need to get Bowman back into it and maybe get her some more looks at something. For Gilmore, she's getting the great amount of looks, but she's not getting enough looks, especially in that second quarter. Because Tafton Barber was on her, Abdul Salam, that's hard for people to score on. Just as, something needs to click for them against the Sequoia defense.
Absolutely, you're very right, Max. As you can tell, we're excited to be here, excited to have you with us. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back here in about 8 minutes and get you ready for the second half of action. And, of course, stay tuned, because we have another game after this one with the Sequoia boys team as they take on the visiting Kell Longhorns. This is the GHSA 6A playoffs we're bringing to you, and it is brought to you here by Barbara Lackey Financial Group. So thank you once again to those guys. We'll talk to you in about 8 minutes. Everybody, stay safe. If you'll just keep track of scoring, then when we come back, we'll say.
Wait, where are we going?
Something knocked them off stream. They're trying to figure it out with the hotspot. So.
Are they going to tell us when it's back?
Do what?
Are they going to tell us when it's back?
I assume so. I figure they'll look over here at some point. What? That's it. Yeah, they clearly know.
Wait, she reached 1,000 points.
Yeah.
Woo!
Well. Welcome back to the War Lodge there. We apologize for the quick disconnection. You know how this new technology can be sometimes. 6:52 on the clock, 17-32 our score. Something major happened while we were away, guys. Erin Jackson with her 10th point of the night, but that puts her at the 1,000-point mark. So congratulations to Erin Jackson. Sorry we missed that for you. And there's a hard foul there on the inside for number 2 for the Tigers. That's Tanaya Bowman, who's the leading scorer here. Looks like she'll be okay. Took a really hard spill there. Welcome back into the broadcast. I'm Will Cooper, joined alongside Will Hogendijk and Max Swain as well. So thank you for making us your Wednesday night entertainment. Of course, this is the second half of the girls' game, but make sure you stay tuned. We've got a whole nother game after this as the Sequoia boys will be hosting the Kell Longhorns as they come in. A star-studded game in that one. Speaking of star-studded, Elle Blatchford playing some good defense here. Aaron pass there. Blatchford in a sprint for it, but good effort there, but stepping out. Oh, back and forth is the call. So Tanaya Moore was on the back trying to get that one back and got to it, but unfortunately did not have the handles to hold on to it, so Sequoia will take over. Blatchford will inbound this. Rogers in as well. Erin Jackson on the floor. Taft and Barber.
One thing to note in that first half, Sequoia took 28 shot attempts while Bradwell Institute only took 17. So no matter if they have a good look or not, I think just the idea of taking more shots will have obviously a better chance of getting them back into this game.
And it really doesn't matter how good your shooting percentage is when you take 11 less shots. Over half, that's a pretty sizable amount. So Erin Jackson out on the wing. Sequoia playing a little bit looser on offense, having to take some long passes and a long 2 from Jackson, just off the mark there. So, of course, as we mentioned, Jackson with her 1,000th point. And that's no good on the inside, and Sequoia will take back over.
And Bowman's got to be starting to get frustrated. She's still at 0 points, the lead scorer for Bradwell Institute. Not what we expected coming into this game.
Yeah, you're exactly right. She's 0 for 6 on the occasion. Obviously not what we expected from their leading scorer.
Underneath the net, Blatchford draws the foul. Rogers dishes it out to Aaron, looks at the 3, but decides against it. Good defense there. Quick turnaround. Up and just off the mark on the wide open, but what a rebound back inside. Hard fought underneath there. And once again, Tanaya Bowman with another tough foul. She's going to have a couple of bruises by the time she gets home, gentlemen.
And this will be Bradwell's first trip to the free throw line, and you could see that Bowman really wanted that one. She came in very aggressive on that rebound.
And just watching her in film, you can tell she is just gifted. She's an athletic girl, and just she is amazing. She can jump super high, amazing speed. We've seen her have her own track meet on the floor. It's super entertaining to watch.
She's also a great shooter from beyond the arc. She's got great form and a nice shot.
See, she's laboring a little bit there. And converts that. We have some substitutions coming in, so Blatchford's going to take a seat. DeMauro is going to come in. Susanna Rogers will inbound this, and now we've got more whistles.
You know, we mentioned that the second and third quarters tend to be Sequoia's. So look for them to come out hard out of this half. We saw them end well and really begin well. I think that first half definitely belonged to Sequoia, not only in score, but just how they played. Sequoia really handled Bradwell.
You see Bradwell trying to put on a little bit more pressure than they did in the first half. Blatchford up and in on the floater.
Oh my gosh. What are you supposed to do with that?
Sometimes that's what we call indefensible, gentlemen. Not a lot you can do with that one.
That'll put Blatchford at 17 points for the night.
Incredible number there from Blatchford as we have 5 minutes left here to go in the third.
Half of Sequoia's score right now.
Tough drive inside. Sequoia fans wanted to travel, but they don't get it. Going to get the foul inside. And the guilty party will be DeMauro. So to the stripe for a free couple is Paris Parham. Parham, as we mentioned in the first, is a freshman. Beautiful shot there. Averaging 9 points per game so far in this one. With that shot, she's up to 5. So most of the players are behind their mark for the Institute, and you can see that reflected in the score. This is a team that averages 51.3 points per game. Certainly not on track for that number tonight. And both are in, so still haven't seen a missed free throw tonight, gentlemen. That is quite a number.
Yeah, and Parham's 4 for 4, so it's going to be interesting to see how maybe fatigue along the way is going to impact free throw shooting.
Yeah, and you see the Institute playing a little bit better defense. They forced a couple of turnovers there. Good defense inside, and Blatchford gets the rebound there. And that's out to DeMauro. Open three for Rogers. Just off the mark once again. The threes have been very closely missed so far in this competition. Nice move inside on the floater. Wow, that's about as good as it gets. And there's Parham starting to heat up a little bit.
She's only 1 point away from 10.
She is going to hit that average, it looks like.
Kind of snuck by us there in that first quarter, or first half, excuse me.
And I believe it's going to draw the foul on the inside there, and it does. Once again, that is Tanaya Bowman, and you both correctly pointed out she is the leading scorer for this club and has done so mostly from the stripe so far in this one, as it looks like her total is up to 8.
So a lot of whistles early in this first, well, I guess it's middle of the first half now, or second half. But none of them are going in Sequoia's favor. Bradwell already being sent to the free throw line. This is their third time. And Sequoia just looking a little bit gassed kind of right now.
Davies coming in for DeMauro. So 10-point difference, 4:17 left on the clock here in the third. And it's trying to see. So Sequoia is actually going to retain possession on that one. That was close right there underneath. So there was the first missed free throw of the night. The defense tightening up once again for the Institute. Which is what Bradwell has to do when you're down by 10 this late in the game. You've really got to take it all out and leave nothing in the tank. And they are doing a good job, but Blatchford so savvy with the ball. Wow, look at that.
And that's the second layup she's made where she's been like falling to the ground and just thrown it up there.
And it was a semi-quiet Warlodge erupted from that shot. Beautiful.
Shots like that are what keeps the crowd in it, gentlemen. Bradwell playing a little bit more sound offensively as well. Long three here, hammers it home.
And that is her first make from the field today.
And that's got to feel good for her.
Tanaya Bowman up to 11 now. So these players are starting to get to their average. Nice move from Blatchford. Out for Aaron. Wide open three. Just off the front of the rim. Try another three. Bang! And Sequoia going to take the quick timeout here.
And that's some good chemistry from Jackson and Blatchford. We saw it with Rogers and Blatchford, but, you know, this starting five can work well all around the board.
Absolutely right. We welcome you back into the broadcast booth. I'm Will Cooper, joined alongside Will Hogendijk and Max Swain. So thank you all for being with us here tonight. Of course, we want to thank Barbara Lackey Financial Group for allowing us to be here and bringing you this game. As we mentioned, 3 minutes and 7 seconds left here to go in the third. Gentlemen, this game's gotten a little bit tighter, but you look at the board and it's still a 12-point lead. You have to feel a little bit better about that. Max, what do you think about the start of this third quarter?
Well, I have to say, it's been a Blatchford show.
Yes.
Especially those last couple minutes right there. It was just her nonstop. Steals, layups, spectacular shots that you would see in a circus. She's just a different kind of beast. It's so entertaining to watch. And you said, Will, with Jackson, she has that chemistry. With 3 years with Jackson, pardon me, she knows when Jackson is off, she has the self-awareness to know when she isn't making her shots, and she knows when Blatchford is hot. 3 years with her, they are a great duo.
Will, what about you?
Well, looking at the Bradwell side of it, I think Bradwell's done a nice job of slowing it down to kind of gauge Sequoia coming into this second half. I mean, we saw Sequoia play very aggressive, and, that might have taken a little bit out of him, so Bradwell's kind of slowing it down, playing their game again, going a little more reserved into this third quarter.
All right, we'll send you back down to the floor here. 3 minutes left to go in the third. 27-39 our score. That pass intercepted on the inside by Salam. Susanna Rogers going to try and slow things down a little bit. You have to feel like the pace of the game has really been set by Sequoia all game. I know you guys were talking about that in the first half. And Bradwell kind of shook him a little bit to start. And here's a three. Just off the mark, a little bit long. Good attempt there, and it's going to be kept by Sequoia. What an effort from Salam underneath on the miss.
And she is a fantastic freshman. We've been talking about her all year. The effort she constantly puts in and the great defensive fundamentals she has. She's 4 years more with her is going to be great to watch.
There's Davies on that last attempted three. Blatchford from the same place she made the last one, just off the mark. Tried to borrow some from the bank, but it wasn't open on this Wednesday night. Long pass there. Contested three, finds the mark. And Bradwell finding the three-point land gold. And that was Paris Parham. And she's now up to 12.
And Parham having a good third quarter tonight. I think most of the points she scored have come in this third quarter, and she'll move up to 12, so she'll get in that double-digit action for Bradwell.
And, y'all, it's only a 9-point ball game. Even how good Sequoia has been playing this third quarter, Bradwell is right in it.
Minute 30 left to go. Nice move inside to Salam, just off the mark a little bit. Aaron Jackson almost gets a loose ball, but no. Contested down there, and it's going to bring the jump ball. And the possession arrow is still in favor of the Tigers. And once again, at the bottom of the scuffle is Tanaya Bowman. And she has earned her way in this game, gentlemen, looking like a football player out there. Juking, diving, hitting the ground. Just all-out effort from the Tigers.
Yeah, Bowman and Jackson. We've seen Jackson come up with multiple fierce rebounds on that offensive side, keeping those drives alive and letting Sequoia get some bonus points there.
And when the play is over, you see Bowman kind of like grimacing after the big plays and physical plays she has. But right when the whistle blows to start play again, she gives it everything she has.
Three there, missed. That was Gilmore on the attempt. Davies outside. And there's a minute left now in the third. As you mentioned, Max, 9-point game. Nice move inside, but blocked. And stepped out on the back line. That was Gilmore, the guilty party once again. Checking into the game now is Raymoni Bennett. Checking out is going to be Kaisha Harrison. We haven't mentioned Kaisha's name a ton here tonight. Sequoia just going to try and set something up here. You have to feel like they're trying to run out the clock a little bit as you guys mentioned, swinging points, but that one's intercepted, and now with the loose ball, it's going to go Bradwell's way. So substitution here to end the quarter as Blatchford will come in. And that's really the run stopper there, is when a team starts to go on a run, you bring Blatchford back in and see that run come to an end a little bit. Needs some offensive production here with 30 seconds to go in the third.
And Sequoia only scored 9 points this quarter. So Bradwell definitely outscoring them, and I think that's pretty accurate. I think Bradwell's outplayed Sequoia, although Sequoia had a nice quarter. Bradwell, I think, obviously had a better quarter.
That's the 9-point difference. Is Sequoia played a great first half. Bradwell's played a great third quarter. So It's going to come down to the fourth. 5 seconds left. Fishes it inside, and a travel is the call. So with 3.1 seconds left to go, and the travel was called on Jackson there. That was a quick whistle. 3.1 inside, gonna have to put a shot up quick, gets it off and just off the side of the rim. So 30-39 our score. As we get ready for the fourth quarter of action, we welcome you back inside the broadcast booth here at the War Lodge. Gentlemen, it's getting a little close in here. You can feel some of the oxygen's been taken up out of the gym. But Max, let's start with you. What would you like to see a little bit differently from Sequoia here?
Well, I feel like they have been playing their kind of tempo the whole game, but the thing is their tempo has kind of slowed down. But for Bradwell Institute, it's kind of sped up because they know they're down. They know there's only 1 quarter left. They've been trying to speed up the game, but they have come back in this game, which is kind of crazy because it doesn't seem like they come back in. It kind of that quarter was kind of Sequoia dominated, but kind of silently, just a shot from Gilmore there and an empty possession, a shot from Bowman. This is the game, and it's going to be interesting to see how it finishes.
Absolutely. Will, what about you?
Well, I think Sequoia needs to do what worked for them in the first half, and that's come out and play their game. They don't need to wait for Bradwell to see what they're going to do. They need to play at their own pace and force Bradwell to stick with them. I think when they did that in the first half, that worked really well for them. Bradwell did not look like the Bradwell that we've known and seen then, and I think if they can do, again, what they did in the first half, which is lock down on Bowman. Bowman was held to 0 points in the first half, and for the highest scorer on that team to be held to 0 points, I mean, that's an achievement by the Chiefs. So if they can do that again, Bradwell's going to have a tough time getting back in this.
All right, we'll send you back down to the floor. 7:55 on the clock. And the cheering you heard in our intermission there was a cheerleader war going on. A lot of flips going on there down on the side, but I think Sequoia won it, or at least they had the last word on it. So whatever that means for you.
We might see some more action and then some boys' games timeouts. We never know.
Yeah, you never know. Respect the game. Respect the game.
It's playoff basketball. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Nice work inside there, just off the side of the backboard. That won't go. Institute quick turnaround. Nice floater there. As we've mentioned, Tanaya Bowman starting to heat up a little bit. She's up to 8. Nice pass on the inside to Tafton. That draws the foul. So she'll go to the line for 2. Second time she'll take a trip to the stripe tonight. She was 2 for 2 on her first free throw attempts. Keep an eye on Blatchford's numbers there. She's up to 22 on the night. And that one is missed. That's on me. That's the announcer jinx right there.
Hey, when that happens.
Every time, man. Every time. 7-point difference here. You'd like to see that extended to 8. And neither of them will go. So Bradwell will take over off of that. It'll be interesting to see if Bradwell can keep up the intensity that they had. They played with everything they had in the third. See if they have another one in the tank. A long 3, rattles around, but no. Sequoia gets the loose ball. Blatchford quickly. Aaron passes it. Excuse me, Blatchford to Aaron. And now they're going to settle it down a little bit. Don't make any mistakes. Got to protect this 7-point lead.
And that's a good job by Rogers, captain, to be the one to say, hey, guys, let's settle it down. Let's play our game. Let's do what we can do best.
Right, we always talk about Blatchford with the points, but Rogers so far in this one has been so important. Little floater there just doesn't find the mark, just off.
It is not Singh's night. She was 0 for 6.
Yeah, Singh comes in averaging 4.8, but has yet to find pay dirt. Playing good defense there on the perimeter, though. Wow, what a shot from outside there from Paris Parham. Second 3 of the night. Blatchford with a quick turnaround, strike back. So the lead is 6, and the Bradwell Institute's going to take a timeout with 6:03 left to go, as the Chiefs will protect a 6-point lead. And this is where the game gets a little bit more tactical. You have those timeouts. You can't take them home with you. Somebody's got to go home after this. Of course, whoever wins this game will go on to face the winner of Kell versus Rome, and that game will be played at the University of West Georgia. So you're going to have to take a road trip down there. So the seeding really doesn't matter from there. It's more of a technical term that you're the home team. But nonetheless, playing for that Final Four spot, so important, gentlemen.
Yeah, and Blatchford doing a good job of I mean, Bradwell pulled within 4 there. That's scary for the Chiefs. I mean, considering that they've had the lead this whole game, Blatcher doing a good job of, again, settling it down, just using that experience, getting the easy points to get them back within the arm's length, which is where they're comfortable.
Yeah, the last time we saw them get back within 3, they quickly turned it around, went on an 8-point run.
Yeah, and that's the thing we've seen from Sequoia all season. They have honestly, both Sequoia teams, boys and girls, they have that ability to pull away right when they feel the opponent right on their tail.
And, you know, a run is something that the Chiefs could really use. When Max and I were watching film, Bradwell Institute, we were watching their games and looking at their scores, and they did a great job of sticking with those teams, even going to overtime in their game against Westlake. So if Chiefs can start to get on a kind of a run here, that might be a problem for the Bradwell Institute.
Let's see what they've got left in the tank. And stepped out on the baseline. That will be Sequoia's ball on the turnover.
And let's just note this again. This is a packed War Lodge.
I have never seen, I mean, the auxiliary seating at the very top where you can't hardly see anything behind the other championship banners that Sequoia has. Of course, looming large is that girls basketball championship from 1996. Quick steal there from the Institute. They turn around and put it back up. They're back within 4. And they knock that one away. Blatchford trying to get it out to Rogers, not converted. You can feel, once again, the Bradwell Institute traveled very well, gentlemen. When you see them do something very well, there's a large section of that crowd to our left. The camera's right that flies up there. And there's a tip. Got to get back. On the drive, no, too far. And it's Sequoia's ball. Playing with fire here with 5:29 left to go. And a timeout from Sequoia. I think that's about the best time you can call one right there, as the Institute had a couple of really good looks and they survived, but narrowing that lead down to 4, gentlemen. Things getting a little tense here at the War Lodge.
I can feel it. It is getting very tense. But that run by Bradwell had to kind of scare Coach Yarbrough a little bit, because they came out of that timeout, I mean, out of that third quarter with some sort of intensity, their hair on fire. Yeah. It was insane to watch. But if they keep that up, they have a heavy chance of getting their first lead of the game.
And this is a Sequoia team that is used to being battle-tested throughout the season. But when you look at their playoff record, it's been a little bit easier. East Paulding, they beat them by 21 points, and then the Houston County game was 10, so it was a little bit closer. But Bradwell Institute, on the other hand, has played 2 very close games. They beat Westlake 72-64 and Decula 53-44. Will, you mentioned that at the top of the broadcast there.
Yeah, and one of those games, again, going into overtime. But I think when it comes down to it, it's going to be the experience of these teams, and I think that's got to favor the Chiefs. I mean, their starting 5 have played together for 3 years at this point, so they have a lot of experience, and they know where they're going to be, and they got great court vision.
Nice chemistry there from Salam and Aaron Jackson to dish that one in, extending the lead back out to 6. 5 minutes left here on the clock. Long 3, just off the front of the rim. Susanna Rogers going to slow it down here, as you mentioned, the captain for this team.
And keep in mind, we still have 5 minutes left, so there's still plenty of basketball to go. We're talking like it's almost over, but there's still a good portion of this game remaining.
And of course, don't forget, after this game, we got a whole nother one, as we've got Kell versus Sequoia. That one from the key, no good. Good defense down low. And they're going to call the foul there on Aaron Jackson. No foul trouble yet for either of these teams. It looks like the most fouls for both teams are Gilmore with 2, and then also Aaron with 2. And worth noting is Rogers also has 2, but nobody in trouble yet, so that's good with 4.5 minutes left. You want to see both teams at full strength. Hear the crowd here at the War Lodge. Aaron pass, tipped up. And Suzanne Rogers going to get this one. Great defense here from Bradwell, putting the pressure on. Had the look if she wanted it, but wants to burn more clock. Heads up play there from Jackson.
Great play. She knows what they're trying to do right now. They're trying to control the pace and play, we've said it a lot, their brand of basketball.
And no play clock, so if they're not going to pressure you, just pass it around. Playing some good old-fashioned catch here.
And with Sequoia in the lead, that's advantageous to them.
Yep. And a hard foul on the inside. She'll go to the line for 2.
And you know what? Sequoia will wait for that every time.
Absolutely.
Pass it around. They have an easy bucket, get fouled. They'll wait for that every time. They just got to make sure they capitalize on these free buckets, which they've done a pretty good job of doing.
Yeah.
And they got to make sure late in this one, because we've seen that Bradwell Institute has kind of changed the tempo and it kind of felt very tense. They can't let that tension force them to make bad passes. They're going to have to take as much time as they really need on those possessions.
Tanaya Moore has 4 fouls. She's not on the floor when we were going over the foul numbers just a minute ago, but she's up to 4.
And, you know, looking at the scoreboard, Rogers with only 3 points seems really hard to believe, but her brand of basketball is not necessarily in point scoring. Obviously, she can score points when she needs to, but the assist is where she's come in handy, and that's where she's come in handy a lot tonight.
And like Max mentioned, 6 steals going into halftime, so really coming in to play on that defensive side as well. As our lead here is extended back out to 8, a little bit of breathing room for the Chiefs. Gonna attempt a 3 here, no good. And Sequoia doing a good job getting those defensive boards underneath now. Something they were letting slip away from them there in the third, but they've taken control underneath again. Once again, Erin Jackson doing a great job so far in this game, obviously with converting her 1,000th point. Congratulations to her, but interesting to see her stat line at the end of this with all the rebounds and good things she's done underneath with the assists as well. You see Sequoia slowly eating away at that clock. 3:05 left to go in the final period here. Oh, wow. That's a football-type foul underneath the play there. As that was Kalia Tillman basically tackling Blatchford underneath, I believe. And while she was on the ground, gave her a nice little shove as well, just to let you know I'm here. But the clock reads 3 minutes even for all the folks at home. 8-point difference here, guys. And things feel a little bit different than they did the last time. The last stoppage, at least, I should say. So, once again, still no foul trouble, it looks like, with anybody on the floor yet. But it's what an atmosphere. I mean, you know, typically when we do these type of games with the playoffs, you always see an influx of crowd. But you have to give the Sequoia student section down here, if anything happens at the bottom of the key, we wouldn't be able to see it. You'd be able to see it better at home than we will, and that's exactly how we like it. So thank everybody.
Easily the biggest student section we've had all year for any game.
Definitely.
Yeah, very nice to see.
And I can only imagine it's going to get even more packed for this boys game. They're going to pack as many people in here as they can.
It'll be interesting to see how many people Kell brings over. Of course, Kell quite a lot closer than the Bradwell Institute. Bradwell Institute, as we mentioned, a 2-3 hour drive, depending on the Atlanta traffic. Kell, not so much. On the north side of Atlanta, they're a little bit easier to get up here to the East Cherokee area.
We didn't play Kell at all in basketball this year, but I know some other sports we do play Kell. Yes. I know tennis did, and I'm not sure if we did in football, but yeah, they're definitely a lot closer than Bradwell is.
Yes. Kell has a very storied past. They are making the move down to 5A, so this will be their last soiree into the 6A bracket. Of course, we will update you with the River Ridge score once we have that one finalized.
And Bradwell's pressuring much more. They've caught on to what Sequoia is trying to do.
And good job by Sequoia. Still keeping the ball rolling a little bit. If they're going to foul you, let them foul you, but a whistle down here underneath. 25, the guilty party. And you hear the crowd erupt. So that was Kaisha Harrison. That's her 3rd foul on the night. That was no ball foul. And, oh, Blatchford just stepped out there. She gets back to her feet, a little hobbled, but she's okay. Blatchford is a special type of player. It's not a player you see on every team, and a large part of why the Chiefs are here and up by 8. 24 of the 45 points here for the Lady Chiefs. Hear the crowd roaring here at the War Lodge. Nice shot there, contested but beautiful put up by Parham. Erin Jackson quickly taking it back. But good job by Blatchford, settle things down. Lead still 6. We're now under 2 minutes to go. 1:55 reads the clock and rolling. Erin Jackson at the top. And that's what Bradwell's going to have to start doing. They're running out of time now. Going to have to start forcing the foul. As the guilty party there was once again Tanaya Bowman. That's her 3rd of the night.
Not the highest scoring quarter yet either. Neither team in double digits. Bradwell just 1 away. They started the quarter at 30. Sequoia started at 39. So both teams holding each other at arm's length right now.
And one thing you mentioned in the beginning, Will, was that Bradwell was like not even on track to get to their points per game. And neither is Sequoia. I think what really is the highlight of this game and story of this game is that these defenses have really smothered each other, just dismantled the offenses. It's been a battle in the trenches. It's been super fun to watch.
The numbers don't lie, but sometimes they don't tell the whole story either. Wow, hard foul underneath there once again. And Bradwell mouthing a little bit with the officials there. It's something to keep an eye on. And they're going to take a timeout as the Institute with 1:21 left to go. And still holding on to that 6-point lead here. As we'll welcome everybody back inside the broadcast booth here at the War Lodge. Once again, I'm Will Cooper, joined alongside Will Hogadike and Max Swain as well. Gentlemen, conserve your energy as much as possible. We got to do this all over again. So everybody at home, make sure you keep updated on those snacks. Get you another drink when we take a pause after this game. We'll take a little bit of a break, let the boys warm up here, and then we'll bring you the second game of action as well in that one. Once again, we do want to thank our sponsor, Barbara Lackey Financial Group, and all of our other sponsors. Max, if you'd like to read those out for us. We are so thankful to all of them for allowing us to be here.
Of course, Will. Our Sequoia Chiefs basketball sponsors are gold level sponsors, Beato's Bar and Grill and Cherokee Focus. Our gray level sponsors, Barber Homes, Barbara Lackey Financial Group, Honey Bay Tam, Inside Partners, Prestige Staffing, Strouds Barbecue and Woodstock Furniture. And our white level sponsors, Peachtree Pest Control, Brad's Barbershop, Edwards Eye Care, Johnny's New York Style Pizza, Riverstone Homes, Studio 5 Salon, and Suntex Maria's at Little River.
And we see those boys teams in the tunnel getting ready to get out on the floor with just under 1.5 minutes left to go. It is getting down to the wire here.
If you needed a reason to stay tuned, the Kell Longhorns have a sophomore named Peyton Marshall, who is 7 foot tall. He'll be playing center for the Longhorns tonight. So if you want to see a little bit of some fun action, that'll be one to keep your eye on, as there's a loose ball foul. You can tell the Tigers getting a little frustrated here, as that now puts Sequoia in the bonus. So that will send that will send Blatchford to the line. Blatchford's pretty much the last person you want at the line, to be quite honest, but that's why they put the ball in her hand. So there's a nail in the coffin.
She is 4 for 4 tonight from the line.
And that'll be her 25th point of the night.
It's been a very well free throw shot game so far. 7-point difference, make it 8. And that is a huge 2 points there. So it moves it from 2 to 3 possessions now. And with 1:15 left, that's quite a mountain to climb, but it's possible. Basketball's very fast.
Especially this game.
Turnover, and Bradwell's going to retain possession.
They're going to say it went off Sailor Davies.
Good eye there, Will. So 1:08 left. Every second that goes off, that's a win for Sequoia. Nice play underneath, and they do draw the foul there. So let's see who the guilty party was on that.
That was Milani Abdus-Salam on the foul, but that was just great positioning by Parham, recognizing that Milani Abdus-Salam just wasn't ready.
And a nice feed as well from the inbound pass. So to the line for a free 2. That one is up and in. As that will be Salam checking out. Checking in is Singh. Singh with no points yet, no fouls either. And that one is up and in, so there's 2 points. Back within 6 with 1:05 left to go and rolling. Rogers with the ball, and they're going to call number 5 on the foul. I think that was against Rogers, is who she was working on defensively, and the Tigers wanted to travel but didn't get it, so 59 seconds left.
And Rogers was questioning if the foul, if she would be the one shooting, because they're in bonus now.
And they're discussing that. The Bradwell coaches are unhappy about something, and they want to discuss it with the officials.
And you know, Will, something you had mentioned earlier is how crucial these timeouts can be even in just the last minute of basketball. We know the last minute of basketball can sometimes be the longest part of the game. So, and those timeouts are so crucial because, I mean, for Bradwell or Sequoia, it could be a way to draw up their last play, just that final bit of strategy that their coach is going to give them. So hopefully Sequoia doesn't have to use it to draw up their last play, but either way, both teams holding on to that timeout and wondering when the right opportunity is going to be to use that.
One timeout for each team. That's the first miss of the night from the stripe for Blatchford. Working inside, Aaron pass there, and Sequoia going to get possession on this one with the foul.
That was brilliant defense by Milani Abdus-Salam and Sailor Davies. Some of the best defensive performers I've seen all night. They know the position they're in. They're trying to just go up to the basket and try to attract a foul. They kept their feet planted, hands straight up. Beautiful basketball.
And with being in the bonus, that does count for a shot. It looks like Aaron Jackson will go to the stripe.
And this is when those free throws matter. This is when the best time you do not want to miss those free shots. Obviously, when they're free shots, you don't want to miss them anyway, but especially when, I mean, six-point lead for Sequoia here, so these are the ones that count the most.
And as we were mentioning, guys, that's only 2 possessions. It is the 2 threes that you would have to make, but still only 2 possessions. You make one, then you feel a lot better. And you make that second one, and you feel really good. And that one is up and in, so that puts it out to 3 possessions now. Well, 52 seconds left to go. Bradwell's going to have to start shooting some threes here. And this one up, and that is good as well. So a solid 3 possessions. 48 seconds left to go. And stoppage, but Bradwell Institute will retain possession.
And Will, a player that we mentioned a couple times in the third quarter but haven't mentioned a bunch yet is Parham, who's at 21 points for Bradwell. So if they need a player to take some threes, I would go to her. She's been hot tonight.
Great defense by Davies, draws the foul. And to the line she will go. And that's why the bonus is so important, guys, because now the 8-point difference with 38 seconds left, if you can extend this out, makes it even more difficult. I believe this is the first time Davies has been to the line tonight so far.
And, the reason that Bradwell fouls is to hope that Sequoia doesn't get it. And, really just for that stoppage of clock. But Sequoia's been doing a good job of making those free throws.
Absolutely right. And there it is. So that's 9 points now. You can make this second one, then it becomes a 4-possession game. Bang! 51-41 our score, 38 seconds left. Bradwell going to have to shoot quickly and shoot efficiently. As you see, they let the ball roll. Reason they do that is the clock does not start until they pick up the ball. Long 3, finds the mark. What a response there. And a quick timeout. So that is the last timeout for Bradwell. And we'll welcome you back inside the broadcast booth here with 32 seconds left to go. Now the lead drawn down to 7, but once again, it is still a 3-possession game. That's why those free throws are so important, guys.
And with Bradwell taking that timeout, you got to think that the coach is drawing up some possible situations, saying, hey, if this person's open, give it to them, let them shoot. But, I mean, that was a big 3 by Bowman there. She took that from well beyond the arc.
Yeah, and she's only 20% on the night, but her shots have really come at crucial points where they need to get back into it. And that's another perfect example. It's a 7-point game now. 32 seconds is a lot of time in this last minute.
Yeah, and she may not be the high scorer of this game, but like you said, Max, I think she's definitely scored her points. She's chosen the moment at the right time.
Right you are, gentlemen, and it's the War Lodge is full. I mean, we can't even see below the key down here, so you're going to have to excuse us if some action goes on down there, but we will do our best to bring you the action. Of course, as we've been mentioning all night, this is the tip of the iceberg. We've got a whole other game to do after this, so make sure you stay tuned. The Kell Longhorns have come to the War Lodge to visit. What a treat it is for Sequoia to have 2 top-level teams where they get to host on a night back-to-back. It's absolutely a beautiful night here in Hickory Flat. The weather has warmed up. Basketball weather is wrapping up, as the season is as well, but hoping to do so with some hardware. So of course, as we mentioned, Sequoia, the runner-up in Region 7. River Ridge did win the region in the region tournament, and they are in action as well. We'll go over that score later as they quickly foul Aaron. And Jackson will go to the stripe.
Just more and more people pouring in.
Already starting to see some Kell fans as well.
As we mentioned, Kell much closer to home than Bradwell, but big shout out to the Bradwell faithful. Still here and took a long trip up here to get here. Of course, game starts at 6, so probably left work a little early as that one is up and in. Up to 8 points now. Big, another one here. And that one is up and in.
I don't even think either of those free throws touched the rim. Those were textbook free throws right there.
25 seconds left here to go. Long three. That was longer than the last one, but that one does not go. Good defense underneath. Loose ball. Sequoia's going to retain possession. Davies going to get it. Quick pass. Nice stuff. And there it is. That's Blatchford. Let's see if they even want to foul. And it looks like they're not. Oh. And they do call. What do they call? You hear the Sequoia faithful here unhappy with that one. Wasn't sure of the call.
I didn't even see a signal. I'm not for sure.
Now it's probably down here below the student section where we can't see. 2, 1. There you have it. The Sequoia Lady Chiefs are headed to the University of West Georgia for the Final Four. What a game, gentlemen. 53-44, our final tally here. Celebration going on at the War Lodge. Let's hope there's another one of those to come around. We'll bring you back in the broadcast booth before we take our break. Will, what a game. What are you looking forward to for this Sequoia Lady Chiefs team as they head to the University of West Georgia?
I'm looking forward to them to just keep on rolling. That was a great game. Bradwell Institute knew it was going to be a tough opponent with their smothered defense, but Sequoia's first half was just phenomenal. I think it was even better than their second half. They really just came out with a statement saying, you guys are not going to be able to play your game because we're going to play it at you, and you're not going to be able to find an answer. And they didn't. Bowman didn't score any points in that first half, and that was a great job by the Chiefs to hold Bowman to 0 right there.
And Max, you got to give a lot of credit to Baldwell. They came back for a little bit and played really well in that third quarter, but Sequoia outlasted them there in the fourth, and that's the difference as they head to the Final Four.
Yeah, they 1% did. They definitely didn't play a bad game. Their defense smothered and completely destroyed Sequoia's offense at certain spots. But I think if Bowman had an on night, it could be a completely different story. I think if Bowman had an on night, I don't know. But those are what ifs, but the Sequoia Chiefs are headed to the Final Four. What for these seniors, it has to feel great. 4 years in the making, just some great feels at Sequoia.
And let's not forget about Erin Jackson getting her 1,000th point.
Yes.
So a ticket to the Final Four and another member of the 1,000 Points Club. So that's the 4th member this year, 2 girls and 2 boys. So, it's really been a great season all around. And with the boys game, they're about to enter the War Lodge, so it's about to get pretty crazy in here once more.
The board has cleared 44-53, that final score, and we're going to take a quick break. 15 minutes on the clock until we'll bring you the next game of action. You've been listening to Chiefs TV and watching as well. I've been Will Cooper, joined alongside Will Hogendijk and Max Swain. Don't move a muscle. Refill your drinks, get your snacks. We've got a whole other game to bring you in about 15 minutes.